What makes a tenant high risk? A practical guide for landlords. In rental housing, risk is rarely defined by a single factor. More often, it is the result of patterns that emerge during the application process and early communication. For landlords, identifying those patterns is not about excluding applicants arbitrarily. It is about making informed, consistent decisions that protect both the property and long-term cash flow. In markets like Pinellas County, where rental demand remains steady but tenant quality can vary widely, recognizing high-risk indicators has become an essential part of responsible property management. Defining high risk in a rental context. A high-risk tenant is not simply someone with imperfect credentials. Rather, it is an applicant whose financial, behavioral, or rental history suggests a higher likelihood of missed payments, lease violations, or property damage. Importantly, risk must be evaluated using objective, legally compliant criteria. Federal and state housing laws require landlords to apply consistent standards and avoid discriminatory practices. Financial red flags. Financial stability is one of the strongest predictors of tenant performance. Inconsistent or insufficient income. Applicants who cannot demonstrate stable income relative to rent may struggle to meet monthly obligations. A common benchmark is a rent-to-income ratio that ensures affordability. Poor credit history. While credit scores alone do not tell the full story, repeated late payments, collections, or significant debt can signal financial strain. Frequent job changes. Employment instability can indicate unpredictable income, increasing the risk of missed rent payments. In Pinellas County, where rental rates have adjusted alongside broader market trends, financial alignment between income and rent is particularly important. Rental history concerns. Past rental behavior often provides the clearest insight into future performance. Prior evictions. An eviction record is one of the most significant risk indicators. While circumstances vary, it often reflects unresolved financial or behavioral issues. Negative landlord references. Reports of late payments, property damage, or lease violations from previous landlords should be carefully considered. Frequent moves. A pattern of short-term tenancies may suggest instability or difficulty maintaining long-term rental agreements. Behavioral warning signs during the application process. Risk is not only found in documents, it often appears in how applicants communicate and present themselves. Incomplete or inconsistent information. Missing details or discrepancies in an application can indicate a lack of transparency. Reluctance to authorize background checks. Applicants who resist standard screening procedures may be attempting to conceal relevant information. Aggressive or evasive communication. Early interactions often reflect how a tenant will behave throughout the lease. Difficulty communicating during the application stage can signal future challenges. Lease compliance risks. Some applicants raise concerns based on their willingness or ability to follow lease terms. Requests for exceptions. Frequent requests to bypass policies, such as occupancy limits or pet restrictions, may indicate a higher likelihood of future violations. Unauthorized occupants or subletting intentions. Applicants who hint at additional occupants or informal arrangements can create complications for landlords. Lack of understanding of lease obligations. A tenant who does not fully grasp lease terms may unintentionally create compliance issues later. Property care and maintenance concerns. A tenant's approach to property care is another key factor. Poor prior property condition reports. Evidence of damage or neglect in previous rentals can indicate higher maintenance risks. Indifference to maintenance responsibilities. Tenants who show little concern for upkeep may contribute to long-term property deterioration. In coastal areas like Pinellas County, where humidity and environmental factors already place stress on properties, tenant care plays a significant role in preserving value. Balancing risk with fair housing compliance. Identifying risk must always be balanced with adherence to fair housing laws. Landlords cannot make decisions based on protected characteristics such as race, religion, national origin, gender, or family status. Instead, screening should rely on consistent application criteria, documented income and credit standards, verified rental history, uniform background checks. A standardized process not only reduces risk, but also protects landlords from legal exposure. Reducing risk through better screening. Rather than reacting to problems after move-in, experienced landlords focus on prevention. Effective strategies include using a detailed rental application, verifying employment and income, conducting thorough background and credit checks, speaking directly with prior landlords, documenting all screening decisions. Many property managers in Pinellas County now use digital screening tools to ensure consistency and efficiency across applications. Conclusion: a high-risk tenant is not defined by a single flaw, but by a pattern of indicators that suggest potential challenges. For landlords, the goal is not to eliminate risk entirely, but to manage it through informed, consistent decision-making. In a competitive rental market, selecting the right tenant can have a lasting impact on property performance, maintenance costs, and overall profitability. By focusing on objective criteria and maintaining a structured screening process, landlords can reduce uncertainty while building more stable, long-term rental relationships.